Late Night Health continues. I'm Mark Alyn along with the insane Darryl Wayne. Be sure to join us at latenighthealth.com, and you can hear us wherever fine podcasts are found, like Apple, Google Play, iHeart, Podclips, you name it, we're there. Amazon. I don't think we're on Amazon. I have to look.
I'll bring you to Amazon because they're my publisher.
Okay, well, that'd be great. I'm going to send you my book, Carole.
Good.
I don't have a copy right here, but we'll talk about that. My book is called, my book, by the way, is called Growing Old Sucks, but it doesn't have to. All right, we're going to talk about Carole's book, which is coming out in March. It's called
February.
February, okay.
Yeah, we moved it up. February.
They moved it up. Oh, good. It's called About Face. Carole spent 8 years with her husband living in China. And so my first question is, do we need China?
Yes. But we need it on our side, not on anybody else's side. China is the largest potential growing country in the world. And About Face is a story that tells people that it's okay to lie. It's okay to not tell the truth because you'll lose face. And so people lie to one another. And that's why the book is called About Face.
Now, you lived in China and worked. I know you built a
massive project.
Massive project, office building, hotel complex, and as a woman, being the head of a company in China at that time was unheard of.
Well, we had good support from people like Armand Hammer, who had his own fish to fry. He knew he wanted to be able to build an open pit coal mine up in Shaanxi province, which is about the coldest place you could be in China. And my dad had been one of his first 10 investors in Occidental Petroleum. And that was in the 50s. And then we were in the early 80s. And at a dinner party, he was fascinated with the fact that our company then was building entertainment centers for kids, roller skating rinks, bowling centers, ice capades we owned. We had, we were in that business with children. And I think he thought that this was a good way for him to segue out of this problems that they had. They were butting heads, the Chinese and Occidental Petroleum. And it was interesting because the two law firms were both American. So we were able to kind of bridge that fighting and get something going that was different than building an open pit coal mine. It was more for the people of China, for the kids of China. And that's how we got involved. And
you're still taking care of kids with your Peacemaker Corps that you have, right? We'll talk about that.
We started that through the Department of HUD and Department of Justice. And that was at the beginning of sort of at the time that we were halfway through building the hotel. We really thought this is something that we should be doing because young people around the globe telling their story brings us all together in an interesting way.
But people over, let's say, the age of 50 have stories to tell too. Maybe we have to have a senior Peacemaker Corps.
Well, actually, I am a Rotarian and have become a Rotarian again in the last 2 years because it's the Rotary is for world peace. So it is, we have grown in some ways, but I think it's still important that children under the age of 18 have an opportunity to be open and fearful, fearless is the word I was looking for. They'll tell their story in a straight way. And that's what, unfortunately, most diplomats are not that way.
Let's take a look at living in China. It's been, as I said, 40 years. Your book, my understanding, because I don't have a copy of it yet, it reads like a Hollywood spy movie.
Yes.
Tell us about that.
Well, Armand Hammer and my father were colleagues and partners in Occidental Petroleum from the 50s to the 80s. End of the 70s is when we started. We were at an event celebrating the 25th anniversary or 20th anniversary of Occidental Petroleum. And so Sheldon, my late husband, and I were invited along with my parents because they were one of the first 10 investors in Occidental. And so we were on this reception line on the 22nd floor of Occidental's building with all the fabulous art that he had on the wall. And he was having a celebratory dinner that night for people that were close to him and helped him build his company. So we were in the line, walking along and saying hello, everybody shaking his hand, and he stopped us. And he actually started talking about China and the kids and skating rinks that we had. And it was a very odd thing because we were in the roller skating and bowling business and never even thought about going to China. And he said, it's very interesting what you're doing. And then he passed us along to my parents who were sitting in the, on the 22nd floor in this beautiful place that Armand had made for himself with all his art and everything, all that. And I looked, and I was really, very excited. I said, Armand, and he says, my father. And my father says, oh, Carole, I love you dearly. You're my daughter, but we're in the oil and gas business. We, meaning him, because he was a major first investor. He says, Armand was just being polite. And I said, you're probably right. Monday morning in my office that was building a roller rink. We weren't in the ice rink business yet. We were still in the roller rink business. We get a call from Occidental Petroleum, Richard Chen, who was head of China affairs. It's just a spam risk, and let me get rid of them. And so here we were with a call from his secretary in my little office on South Robertson Boulevard in Los Angeles, saying that Dr. Hammer would like you to come for lunch and meet Richard Chen, who is head of China.
Wow.
For him.
We're going to take a break, Carole. We're going to continue. By the way, a lot of that artwork is on Wilshire Boulevard at the Armand Hammer Museum today.
Yes,
I passed it not long ago. They are doing some rebuilding and refurbishing. Our guest is Carole Krechman. She's written a book. It's called About Face. It's published by the Three Tomatoes Book Publishing. It's coming out in February.
And Amazon.
On Amazon, and we'll get updates on that when it's published in a couple of weeks. Carole and I and the insane Daryl Wayne return as Late Night Health continues. Don't go away. More coming up. Recently, I met Jacqueline from Bright here in Los Angeles. She gave me a hearing exam and then showed me how to hear again with the new Signia Pure Series hearing aids, and she can give you your life back too. I hear birds chirping, birds cooing, and even my wife. They easily connect to my smartphone. The Signia hearing aids are amazing, and with the charge and go, I don't have to fiddle with batteries and hear all day long. Not hearing is frustrating for you and your family. I know you don't have a problem, but trust me, call Bright Here now for a free hearing exam, a $125 value, yours free, just for making an appointment now. There are offices throughout the Los Angeles area. Call Bright Here now at 323-424-7100. That's 323-424-7100 for a free hearing exam. There's no obligation. Call now, 323-424-7100, or visit them on the web at brighthere.com. Late Night Health is proud of our partnership with the EBC, the Evolutionary Business Council. Check them out at ebcouncil.com.
You're listening to Late Night Health with Mark Alyn. The show continues in a moment. If you're listening to Late Night Health right now, you're part of the growing target of baby boomers we're serving. Hi, I'm Daryl Wayne, producer of Late Night Health, inviting you to join the Late Night Health family. If you have any business targeting the growing boomer market, Late Night Health is the ideal advertising vehicle for you. From vitamins to insurance, alternative health to Western-style medicine, Late Night Health caters to the growing population of those over 40 years old. This vibrant demographic has expendable income to fight aging, purchase travel, take care of aging parents, or just have fun. Find out about the advertising opportunities with Late Night Health. Call us at 805-391-0308. That's 805-391-0308, or email us at info@latenighthealth.com. That's info@latenighthealth.com. Join Late Night Health as we empower people to take charge of their own health care. Call now at 805-391-0308. That's 805-391-0308. Sometimes it's not what you say, it's how you say it. Words are a critical aspect of success. How you get your point across is a crucial part of what makes anything sell. So do it right and hire a writer. Whether it's articles, blog posts, technical writings, website content, product descriptions, or ghostwriting anything from a novel to a nonfiction book about your navel, contact Servet Hassan. If you want it to sell, write it right. Email Servet at servet@servethassan.com.
Late Night Health continues. I'm Mark Alyn, along with the insane Daryl Wayne. Our guest is Carole Krechman. The book is called About Face. And during our little break, I asked Carole to talk to us about the country behind the curtain, if you will. Everything we get, almost everything is made in China. It's truly amazing. Supplements, food, clothing, my glasses, the lenses in my glasses, our iPhones are all made in China. And I asked Carole earlier, do we need China? But there's a caveat, Carole. What is that caveat?
We need China because they manufacture everything that we buy. And if we've become very absorbent of stuff. So we need China for that. And they're very powerful now. If you saw the way they closed down their cities with COVID and how this was all under the covers when I was there. They still were that way. They still grabbed people off the street and arrested them for no reason at all. And we're talking about 20 years ago, when they were just emerging as a powerhouse in the world. And we felt that what we wanted to do was to build a place that showcased the Western world to the Chinese people who were not at that time even had the affordability to be in those places. The hotel we built with and the apartments next to it, and the building that we built that was an office building. Most of the tenants in there came from outside of China, but we were able to maneuver two little people from Los Angeles and to build something that was quite unique and is still standing after all these years. We left China in 92 when we sold the project, which we had always intended to do, and move along to maybe ice skating rinks or some other thing that we were looking to do. So,
I ice skated twice while I was a kid growing up in the San Fernando Valley. There was an ice rink.
That was my rink.
Was that rink? Well, I
owned all the ice capades at one time. All the ice rinks across the country.
But I fell down and went boom, and that was it. You know.
Well, remember there was a big earthquake and on Laurel Canyon. That particular mall was closed. It had a May company and a few other, and the ice rink was there. And that Northridge earthquake.
This is in Woodland Hills, Canoga Park is the one I was at. And I fell down twice. It was embarrassing because I was on a date. And
nothing embarrassing about sliding and slipping on ice.
It's true. It's something I tried rollerblading once too. That didn't work out either. Let's talk about the fact that the FBI, the CIA, and other governmental agencies kind of asked you to help them out a little bit.
Yes, well, because there was in the places where atomic energy was being developed, we discovered a laundry machine coming out of our hotel. And the hotel was done. It took a number of years to build it. And we found money orders that were being washed through our hotel to Broussard, Canada, and then to South Carolina, and then eventually to Los Alamos, where the nuclear secrets were being traded by the Chinese who lived in Canada. And I got the only way I actually discovered the money that was being laundered through our hotel was through rummaging into waste paper baskets when we could get rid of the guard that was at the outside of our office in the hotel. And so I used to go, my late husband and I used to go late in the evening, and there was always somebody at the door that was, and there he was. We sort of got schmoozing with him and said we were going to do a little work, and we're locking the door on him. And I started rummaging through waste paper baskets and everything, and that's where I found the money laundering document that either they wanted me to find, or by mistake they had thrown it in the trash, not thinking that anybody would be in there alone without having somebody watching them.
Carole, did you contact the FBI and the CIA, or did they contact you?
We had been working with them for a number of years. You'll read a little bit about that in the book, because there's a lot that I can't say. And in fact, I have a box that I could show you, your audience now, that's filled with redacted information from the FBI and the CIA. So they always have our name in there, but the black lines are over everything. And I haven't had an opportunity to really break through that. There was an article written in the LA Times a long time ago about this gentleman who ended up going to jail, another Taiwanese Chinese. And then, interestingly enough, he was let out not only without serving much time, but he also was given like $1.5 million.
American dollars or Chinese?
American dollars, right. This was a person that either was, I see that, invited by the federal government of the United States or the Chinese, or both. So that's just at the end of the book to say, look, everything that they've said and done has had another side, another face.
When the movie comes out, when you're producing the movie,
yes,
I have two requests: that Daryl play a radio guy in it, and I do a news guy.
Okay.
Okay, just
Netflix. I've been talking to them. It's Sardonis I've known for a long time. I just want to get the book out. First, there'll be a $9 pay, and that allows the person to get the first books. So you
got it.
That's
got it.
$20. So it's only going to be a $30 book. It's not going to be a whole expensive thing, and it's hundreds of pages.
When you said you left China in 1992, would you go back? If you could go back, would you go back?
Well, my husband went back with my son, who ran a big company in Chicago, IRI. Yeah. I didn't go because I was busy doing what I'm doing now, which is really focusing on the film festival at the UN. So he went with my son, and they got taken worse than us. So nothing had changed. Nothing at all. They bought a company, and by the time they got through, all the income went to another company, and all the expenses was in the company owned by the Americans. So
got it.
It doesn't change with them. The most exciting thing that happened many years before we built the hotel was bringing the Israelis into China. We actually had the first office for the Israelis. And that then 5 years later, when we opened the hotel and we sold it to the Chinese, the night that we closed escrow was the night that the Israelis opened their ministry.
That is true. That is good news. Listen, Carole, we're out of time. I look forward to our next conversation. We won't make it so long next time. Carole Krechman's book, About Face, coming out in February. We are out of time. Thank you very much, Daryl. Thank you very much thank you very much for tuning in. Have a great week, everybody. Have a good week. Most importantly, have a healthy week. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Stay safe.